I've been using this Nothing phone, this Nothing phone, for over 300 days now. And if I had to describe it in one sentence, it would be that it is a very shiny package on the outside and a reliable steam locomotive on the inside. The battery health is still at 100%, which is a first for me. Usually phones have degraded like 5% after 1 year, so this is great. As for the battery life itself, I get about 6 to 8 hours of screen on time on average. Closer to 6 hours when I do a lot of gaming, and closer to 8 hours when I use my phone for anything but gaming. I used to occasionally get 10 to 11 hours of screen on time on Nothing OS 3, but ever since I've upgraded to Nothing OS 4, that hasn't happened again. I think that battery life was better on Nothing OS 3. Still, battery life is very reliable and I never have battery anxiety. Now, the one thing I'm very pleased with when it comes to Nothing OS 4 is performance. All of the annoying bugs that the Nothing Phone 3a Pro shipped with, like the crashing apps and volume sliders not working, those bugs have all been fixed. And this is what the Nothing Phone 3a Pro feels like to use 95% of the time, which in my opinion is very fast and very smooth. However, the speed of Nothing phones come from Nothing's software optimization, but occasionally that optimization isn't quite there. I think the phone has forgotten what it is, because I tried to open Reddit, and it has been like this now for half a minute. Any second there now, buddy? Now, the only game that I ever play on the Nothing Phone is League of Legends Wild Rift, which is the only mobile game that I really play. And it plays at a perfectly 60 FPS, no frame rate drops, and even after playing for hours, the Nothing Phone 3a Pro has only warmed up a little bit, and it's still perfectly comfortable to hold. Good job on the cooling system, Nothing. Although I do have to say, for anyone who ever plays Wild Rift, I hope you never have the misfortune of having to play with me. Now, when it comes to camera, I would say that I have some mixed feelings. This is the most versatile camera system that you can get for this price. It takes amazing macro photos, can zoom in really well, and generally has very natural colors. Although when it comes to those colors, I would say that more often than not, the Nothing Phone 3a Pro's pictures are undersaturated. And sometimes this is a blessing. For example, recently there has been a lot of snow in the Netherlands. These are some pictures taken with the iPhone 15, which are weirdly a natural blue. Now, this is the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. And although the pictures are a little bit grey, this is what the snow really looked like. Unlike the oversaturated weird pictures that the iPhone produced. But the one thing that Nothing phones really can't handle is very bright lights. When taking pictures in the summer, there is a chance that your photos will be completely overexposed to the point where you can't really see anything on the pictures anymore. It just can't seem to control those bright lights. This is the same picture taken with my Galaxy S22. And here you can really see that Samsung is just a bit more experienced when it comes to post-processing of photos. Oh, and by the way, the optical image stabilization when you're taking a video is absolutely amazing in my opinion. I mean, this is probably one of the best videos that I've ever taken. Also, fun fact, you can hear the OIS a little bit when you shake the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. In conclusion, the Nothing Phone 3a Pro is the best and most reliable phone that I have ever used. I can really just sum it up in one word, and that is reliable. And I'm very excited to see what the Nothing Phone 4a will bring. It will release next week, so it's worth waiting for it. However, if you want to save yourself a little bit of money, I recommend the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. It's pretty great.